About 10 years ago, I was a sales manager in a software company, and I was managing 18 salespeople. And we were selling at the time website tracking software, like how many hits come in and the pathways, and now it's like free on Google. But back then it actually cost money. And so we were the first companies involved with that. We were growing fast, and I was in charge of the sales team, but also my job was to bring in the large accounts, the real big customers. And for 6 months, I'd be working on with one customer, back and forth with some emails, some quick phone calls, and they finally agreed to have a conference call with myself and our CEO in our room, in our offices in the East Coast. They were the West Coast, or opposite actually. We were West Coast, they were East Coast. And they finally agreed to bring in everyone on their end who was important on this conference call. This was like the call of the year. If I made this sale alone would like double revenues in the entire business. So this is like a really big deal. They finally agreed to come to the call. You'd recognize the name of the company, a very big company. I was very proud of this call. And so finally the day came. A lot of buzz in the company. We were in our conference room, and I hit the speakerphone button, and they're on the phone, and we're on the phone. And you've been there before, speaker conference calls, and they began to introduce themselves around the table, right? Like, hi, my name is John. I'm the VP of, we're on the circles. I went around and said, hi, my name's Ari. I'm this account executive and manager. This is our director, and very nice hellos. And so I began to demonstrate our product. They logged in online. I started showing them all the software. It's all real-time data. And they started saying things like, wow, ooh, incredible, amazing. And they started asking me questions like, how much does it cost? How do we implement it? How fast can we see the information? It was almost like a love fest on the phone. You know what I'm talking about? It just feels so right. There's so much chemistry. Like, it's just happening without resistance. And you're saying to yourself, this is how life should be, right? So it's going back and forth, an hour call, going great. They've said to me, Ari, fantastic demo. We love it. So I get the back of my shoulder, I get this. High fives. I'm on a high, they're on a high. The call comes to a close. They say to me, Ari, give us a call in a couple of weeks. Be happy to talk to you. I said, great. I'll follow up with you then. And I say my goodbyes. I say goodbye. I take my thumb. I reach over the phone. And as I reach over the phone, by complete accident, and now I say divine intervention, my thumb by accident, instead of hitting the off button, it hit the mute button instead. And they thought I what? Hung up the phone. And a little voice inside of me, in the left side of my ear, the devil says to me, Ari, don't hang up. Listen, go to the dark side. What's it like over there on the customer side of the world? What are they going to say? Listen in. This is like the devil over here. And then over here, the angel said, no, just hang up the phone. It's the right thing to do. Just don't listen in. Now, who do you suppose won? The dark side, exactly. The place where no one's ever been before, but Ari Galper. So something inside of me pulled my thumb back, and they started talking amongst themselves, thinking I had what? Hung up the phone. She's like beaming over here in the corner. Just love this lady over here. Feel the energy. So what do you suppose I heard as they started talking, thinking I left the call? Remember, we just had this call, was absolutely perfect. So what do you suppose they started saying with themselves? Any guesses? They didn't ask any, I didn't ask any questions? Okay, interesting. Yeah, what else do you suppose they may have said who haven't heard the story before? Yeah. I hate the product? Okay, interesting. Anybody else?
Challenges that maybe they found.
Challenges? I can see in your eyes, in your faces, you're actually searching and wondering, well, what could they have said given that we just had that? But let me tell you what they said word for word, because I will never forget this, and it's changed my entire life and career, and will change yours today. Here's what they said. They said, we're not going to go with him. Keep using him for more information, and make sure we shop someplace else. Ouch. Ouch. I just sat there, frozen. I just couldn't believe it. I was in a state of shock. I slowly hit the off button. I turned my chair to the wall and said to myself, what did I do wrong? I was trained on how to sell. I answered objections. I presented. I built rapport. I tried trial close. I did everything I was supposed to do, but somewhere along the way, they weren't comfortable telling me the truth, right? And I realized at that moment that somewhere along the way, it has become socially acceptable not to tell the truth to people who sell. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. At least they agree with this. Now you do. That's a plant over there. I like that. I like Dale so much. He just makes you feel so lifted, so good. Exactly. Exactly. So I realized, would you agree with that statement, that it's true? Like, it's okay to say things that you like, sounds good, oh, I'm definitely interested. Oh, send me a, what, proposal, brochure, without having any intention of what? Buying. And I started thinking to myself, why were they afraid to tell me the truth? What are people who sell trained to do when they hear things they don't want to hear? We're trained to do what? Sell what? Harder, right? Sell more aggressively. And when you sell to that direction, you put what on people? Pressure, exactly. That's it. And that's when I realized that there is an invisible river of pressure that flows underneath every single conversation you ever have with a customer. It's there, you just can't see it. But can you feel it? It's there. And so what I realized is this: if I can figure out a way to remove the pressure from the conversation, then what I can do is help get to the truth of where the person stands. And that's where I created my Unlock the Game approach that basically unlocks this terrible sales game to be able to free you from that process to basically shift your mindset away from focusing on getting the sale to focusing on getting to the truth.